flag. Steve Park and Larry Foyt.
What in the world?
I believe Foyt's a lap down because he made that penalty stop. I believe he was down to the inside trying to run up to the front on the double up.
Yep.
On one to go.
That's what they were doing, and I don't know what happened, but
and I believe Park was trying to scrub his tires.
Yeah.
He zigged and Park zagged, and ouch.
This is unbelievable.
Some tore up race cars for a yellow.
Watch the top of your screen. You're going to see the purple car come into the picture. There's Foyt trying to get his way up to the front of the pack. Oh, Park got hit.
Oh, man.
Who's the yellow car behind Park?
Bad timing. Look at this.
Is that Dan Pardis?
Looks like
no. Park just spun.
He just
lost it.
Either something obviously had to break on that car, or something for the car to turn left that hard. He didn't just lose it at that speed.
That's crazy.
It's almost like an axle was broke or something for the car to turn like that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you see the skid mark right there? There's a skid mark right there. That's off. That's off, I believe, Steve's tire there.
It looks like he was trying to lunge the
driver's side of the car. And you see the safety workers there working with he and Larry Foyt. Bizarre. And we'll hope they're both okay. We'll keep an eye on the situation for you and come back to Darlington in a minute on TNT. And he's going to restart to the inside of the leader. And Steve Park's car just mysteriously hung a left right in Foyt's path.
Yeah, watch the right rear of Steve Park's car. You'll see the skid marks there. Right there, that black rubber, that's coming off the right rear. That almost looks like a left rear axle broke, and the right rear is driving the car down the racetrack. I don't know if that's what happens, but that's sure looks like that could be a possibility.
And Park got hit very hard on the driver's side of the machine.
Yeah, Larry had nowhere to go. I mean, he just, boom. Car was in front of him.
See the work still going on around the Steve Park car.
Once again, here, watch this car and watch Steve Park. All of a sudden, man, that's terrible impact on the left side of Steve Park's car.
Dave Burns.
Alan, they're still all waiting in Steve Park's pits as to, what we can show them on screen or tell them. So they've been watching the replays, but the crew did tell me that they didn't have radio communication with Steve after the wreck. They did beforehand. And, of course, the radios are carried up there on the driver's side door. So that probably was, heard in the impact, but they have not heard Steve radio anything to them since the impact.
Boy. So we'll keep on top of the situation for you and bring you whatever update we can as soon as possible as the rescue workers continue to work with Steve Park over on the backstretch. South Carolina 200 presented by Applebee's under the yellow flag. We had not yet gone back racing from the rain when a bizarre accident happened off of turn 2. Steve Park's car just hung a left, possibly for mechanical failure reasons, we don't know, right in the path of Larry Foyt's car, who was trying to double up in the inside lane on the restart. Foyt clobbered Park on the driver's side of his machine, and you see the scene there as the safety workers continue to work with Steve and work to remove him from his car. They have cut the top from the machine. Obviously this is a serious situation, but at the same time, that's not an unusual thing in an accident where they want to put the driver on the backboard and stabilize his head and neck for possible, to keep from possibly injuring him further, trying to remove him from the car. So,
by cutting the roof off the car, they can lift the driver straight out of the automobile. Don't have to try to squeeze him through some driver's door or whatever. So if there's any kind of unknown injury or whatever, they will cut the roof off in a heartbeat to get that driver straight out.
We will monitor the situation, bring you whatever update we can as soon as we possibly can. Right now, let's take a commercial break from Darlington.
For that to happen exactly the way it did.
Yeah, if Larry Foyt did climb from his car and has gone to the care center for the mandatory checkup, and we hope to get a report on him very shortly. Back to Darlington in just a minute. NASCAR on TNT at Darlington Raceway in South Carolina, where a very serious accident has slowed the South Carolina 200, Steve Park still being attended to by the rescue workers over in turn number 2. He is still inside his car. And no doubt a serious situation, and every effort is being made to give Steve the best possible care. We have no update, and we will get one to you as soon as we possibly can.
And one reason I think that NASCAR puts up the blue tarps is just so that, you know, there's a lot of cameras around the racetrack. They're trying their best to get him out as best they can, and they just don't want these guys with a zoom lens and all the cameras to go down and put stuff on pictures that really and truly don't need to be out there. So that's why the blue tarp is around Steve Park's car. But you're right, it was the most bizarre wreck that I've seen in a long, long time.
Dave Burns is over at the Infield Care Center and is there to get whatever update can be gotten for us as soon as possible. We have no further information at this time, but as soon as that is made available to us, Dave will report it and we'll bring it to you as fast as possible. Right now, our thoughts are with Steve and hoping this turns out okay. We'll take a break. Back to Darlington after this. Steve Park has been removed from his car and is being taken to the helicopter for the trip to the local medical center. And that is the latest update here at Darlington. Just a bizarre, terrible crash off of turn number 2 under the caution flag of all things, while we were getting set to go back racing in the South Carolina 200. While we watch what's happening with Steve, let's get an update on the other driver involved in the crash. It was Larry Foyt, and Liz has that for us. Liz?
And Alan, I'm out in front of the Infield Care Center where Larry is still inside. NASCAR has said that he is okay. He's feeling a little woozy right now. The doctors have administered IV to give him some fluids and get that started. But the good word is he's okay. Again, just a little woozy, just need a little time to get his feet back on the ground. And we will keep you posted as things change here. Alan?
All right, Liz, thanks. So that's good news on Larry. A very hard crash for him as well. And we're glad that he's doing okay. So Steve Park out of his car and headed to the helicopter for a trip to the local hospital, and we'll continue to monitor and give you whatever updates we can as quickly as possible. We'll come back in a minute. Cleaned up, and we should be able to go back racing here momentarily. Steve Park is in the helicopter that is just lifting off from the racetrack grounds and is about to head out to the local hospital. And our thoughts and prayers are right now with Steve, and we'll hope for good news. Obviously a very serious situation. We'll hope that that the prognosis is good when we get our first report.
And once again, folks, one of the most bizarre crashes that we've seen in a long, long time. The cars are getting ready to go to green, back to the green. Larry Foyt on the inside is coming up, and all of a sudden Steve Park's car, the 31, just veers left. And Wally and I have talked about it. It looks like maybe that one of the axles broke on the car as he was hitting the accelerator and caused the car to veer. There, all of a sudden, the 31 car just turns left for some reason, and you see the purple car of Larry Foyt with nowhere to go.
No reaction time.